Welcome back. We've been hearing a lot about supply chain issues for the past several weeks and how they're impacting the movement of goods all around the country. If you've been to the grocery store lately, you might have noticed that prices are going up on some products and other products are just hard to find. Here to offer insight into what's going on now and what we can expect in the coming weeks is Wayne Pesch. He's the president of the Connecticut Food Association. Wayne, thanks for being with us. Everybody has seen it at the grocery store. You come down that shelf and there's just a blank spot with nothing in it. Some things hard to find, other things, those prices are going up. So just generally in your industry, what's going on?
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me on the show. Well, the pandemic has upended the food supply chain, and it's having an effect on not only food prices, but also on the availability of certain items in the grocery store at this time.
So what are the big factors that are weighing into that? I mean, we've heard things about, shipping containers. We just talked about gas prices in our last segment. We've heard about truck drivers. Do you have a feel for what it is in the supply chain that's really causing the biggest problem for your members?
Well, the good news is that there's plenty of food in the food supply chain, and these issues are short term. If people go into a store and there's not an item there on a given day, there's a good chance that the next time that they go into the grocery store, that item will be there. So these are short-term disruptions on different products, but there is not a food shortage per se.
So, of course, people are thinking a lot about this holiday that's coming up in less than 2 weeks now. We're talking Thanksgiving. People are worried. Are they going to be able to get a turkey? Are they going to be able to have stuffing? Do you have anything you can say to reassure the customers from your stores?
Yes, the good news is there is not a turkey shortage. There will not be a turkey shortage. Some of the items, some spice items and some different canned good items, there could be intermittent out of stocks. But if my recommendation is that people make a list, that they get to the store early. And if that item is not in stock, they probably the next time they come to the store, they'll be able to find it.
So if you see something you want, grab it while you can. Anything in particular that you think people should be watching out for on that Thanksgiving table that might be something, if you do see, you should snatch it up right away?
Not necessarily. I mean, again, there's no specific shortage on a particular item. It's just, can that particular manufacturer get that product transported on that given day or two, to a distribution center and then to a grocery store. And that's really kind of what we're seeing happening here is we have a shortage of truck drivers. And we have a shortage of folks that are working in manufacturing facilities. So, for example, if you're a baker today, if you're a large baker, and you've got labor shortages, and you generally run 24 hours around the holiday, you may be only running 16 hours around the holiday. So you're producing less product than you would based on your labor issue. And then the question becomes, can I get that product from my bakery, to the distribution center and to the store? So again, it's slower than normal. And a lot of that has to do with, our ability to manufacture and get products to the store. Again, around a time of high demand like Thanksgiving, a food holiday, and Christmas, another food holiday.
But if there's plenty of food in the pipeline, just to use two big names, if you don't find it at Stop and Shop, check Big Y. And if you don't find it at Big Y, check Stop and Shop, because it's out there, right?
Correct. There's no one item that's, a specific problem at the moment. It's a bunch of different items. And, when were they manufactured and when can we get them to a distribution center and then into a store?
Now, the other issue that we're dealing with is rising prices on many items. The Wall Street Journal had a headline this week, people giving up the ribeye for ground beef. That's a tough choice for people who like those ribeyes, Wayne. So what are we seeing with the prices? The same issue affecting prices, or is it something different?
Well, I mean, you got higher corn and soybean prices. The price of livestock is up right now, which pushes up the cost of meat prices. Gasoline is up right now. I know you did a segment on that earlier, and that's causing cost price increases. So there's kind of a perfect storm of labor transportation, and cost of good issues all coming together that are, causing real price increases and inflation in the stores. The average household on spending on food recently held steady at about $143 per week. But that's up to $161 now. So, that's a real cost increase to consumers. That's not a retailer taking profit. That's just, passing on the cost of doing business at the moment.
Yeah, and I saw this week just some big names like Ballpark Hot Dogs, Oscar Mayer saying 10% increases in early 22. So even something as simple as a hot dog likely to cost you more. Is that what your stores are seeing?
Yes, everything. I mean, this is across all categories. It's not just meat. It's bakery goods. It's household items. It's canned goods. It's paper goods. Again, think about just the cost of transportation alone in the last 3 or 4 months has gone up, and that's going to cause a bit of an uptick. But there's a bunch of different reasons coming together, that are causing this inflation. We anticipate that this is going to continue into the middle of 2022. So it's not a short-term problem. It's something that we really need to work through, and it'll work itself out eventually. But right now, you're looking at about a 5.6%, increase in inflation on the cost of food right now, just in the last 12 months.
Well, certainly that is something that everybody feels. I picked hot dogs just as a random thing. Who has hot dogs for Thanksgiving? But if you're talking middle of 22, you're talking summer cookouts might be affected too, Wayne. So certainly something a lot of people will be watching. Hopefully we'll have you back here on CT21 in the future to talk about that and what we're seeing as things go along. We appreciate you being with us and reassuring our viewers that they'll be able to get that turkey this Thanksgiving. Wayne Pesch, president of the Connecticut Food Association, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Eric.
Coming up next, honoring Connecticut's fallen heroes through the Wreaths Across America program. Our Sunday Spotlight is next. Stay with us.